Okay then, so now we've got it made, we've got the kit made, and now it's time to get it painted. Now, because it's such a small scale, to be quite honest with you, I don't see the point in pre-shading or anything like that. So painting is going to be pretty easy. It's just a case of getting the overall colour down. There's no camouflage on it, so it's just plain green, and then sort of detail painting, and then a bit of weathering. Okay, so the painting side of it is going to be pretty easy. Thing I find about that scale, the small scale, is most of your sort of enjoyment or fun, if you want to put it that way, fun, would be really in the construction of it. Okay, all the little fiddly parts and getting it to fit right and getting it to look right. So that's where most of the fun is with that scale. Bigger scales, then you can go into more detailed weathering and all that kind of thing, so well, it's enough said really. So let's start getting it painted. So quick look at it. There she is, all ready for paint. So now I'm just going to get it painted. I'm going to start off, I'm going to get it the whole thing, basically the green. I'm going to use native green because it's my go-to colour. I like it. It's if you want it darker, just give it a dark wash. If you want it sort of, to stay light, a lighter wash. Simple as that. Kind of a general good all-around colour. May not be correct, as in those, not quite the correct shade of green. I don't care. I'm happy enough with doing it my way, and like I said, I'm not going entering competitions with it, so it's just, as long as it works for me, I'm happy. So I'm going to get it green. When it's green, then we'll come back, we'll have a look at it, and continue on then with detail painting and weathering. So that's really all that's left. So I'll get that done, we'll come back, we can have a look at it. Right, as you can see, now it's all the one colour, all nice and green. And next step for this now is to get all the detail painting done. I have to paint the tracks, the rubbers on the wheels. Okay, we've got some cables here, tow cables, we've got some track there, we've got some tools over here, the machine guns. What else have we got that's got to be done? I have the fan, it's got to be redone. Remember, I painted it black originally and then went off and sprayed it all green. At least it was a bit of pre-shading, I suppose you could call it. So anyway, so it's just really get those little bits and pieces done. Oh, there's a saw over here as well. So and we got more tools here. It's hard to see sort of until you kind of look at them up closer a bit. Happy enough with how the paint went on, because I wanted it light and dark. I didn't want it all too kind of give it the effect of pre-shading without actually pre-shading. So what I did was I gave it a light coat and sort of went heavier in some areas and things like that, just to give it light and dark spots. So when I go weathering it, then you're going to get different shades. The idea might work, I don't know. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's like I said, if it works, it's something for the stash, like the stash of ideas and different ways to do things, for different effects and things. Look for all different ways without trying to use more product. By pre-shading, paint the whole thing black and then painting it the white spots and then the green over it. That's paint, extra paint, that's extra money, because you got to go buy those colours, and you're putting the paint down. I'm not saying you're wasting paint, but you're using stuff that you're not really going to need. If you can if you can do it a different way, then yippee, here goes, we will give it a try. So it's semi-experiment without actually being a total experiment. Right, we've got the engine deck cover here. Okay, that's ready to go, and we also have the side skirts. They've all been painted up and now. Okay, both sides. Whereas if I attached that initially, I wouldn't have been able to get both sides of it. So when you look at it from certain angles, you see that it's still kind of grey underneath. So it's handy to do them separately. So I'm going to go on now, and I'm going to get all the detail painting done. Oh, I have another little machine gun up here at the top. So when the detail painting is done, we'll come back, and as usual, we'll have another look at it and see how it goes. Then we'll put on the decals, and then we'll do the weathering. So so far so good. I'm happy with it. The build went very well, and let's just see how the painting goes and how this little thing will look. Great thing about this scale, much easier to display and easier to find room for. Much easier to find room for something that size than it is for trying to find something. I'm just going to sort of show you now where it's been sitting since I've made it. There we go, 1/16th scale Tiger. It is quite large, and when we stick the that 1/72nd scale with it, yeah, big difference there. And we've got that big Russian Mista S. You know, this is a massive machine. You know, compare that to a World War II one, and even that is alien in size in comparison to the Tiger, which is like I said again, 1/16th scale. So next step is the detail painting. I'm going to get that done. I'm going to have a look at it and decide how we go from there. Now, there she is. All the detail painting is done. When I say all the detail painting, there wasn't very much of it to begin with anyway. We had our tracks, of course. Okay. Got a nice rusty looking there on the tracks. Didn't bother with the bottom section of the tracks. You're not going to see it anyway. There she is. With the tracks I did my usual. Painted them NATO black. Well, I gave them the green obviously first because everything went green. Then I gave them a coat of native black, and then the red brown over that. And the red brown on top of the native black. When you put the red brown on light enough, you know, just don't put thick coat, a nice thin coat of the red brown. Gives a great rusty look. Okay, so all you have to do then is just sort of give that a bit of a wash. Tiny little bit of pigments work if you want to go down that route, but you end up with a nice rust looking. Okay, as you can see yourself, I mean they look perfect. On the top then we had tracks here, we had some tools. Okay, we had cables there, tow cables, and then we had the machine guns. Right, we have the little machine gun on the top. There's a machine gun there on the turret, and then we've got two turrets. The two small turrets, they both had machine guns. Okay, flick it around to that side so we can see that little one. Right, and there's that saw, and there's some more tools there, there's a hatchet and things. On the front then we just had the two spotlights. Bing, even looks if they're on, don't they? So anyway, what's left now to get done? Not very much, believe me you, not very much at all. So next step for this is to get the decals on. Right. Now there's the decal sheet. Right. Decal sheet is decals for two versions. Okay, we've got the one with the red stripe around it, and we've got just the plain stars kind of thing. Right, here's both versions there. Right, you've got the one with just the plain green with the red star and the white square, or we've got the one with the red star and the red and white banner around it. For some reason I don't like that red and white banner thing. I don't know why. It's not that I'm just sort of picking the easy way out or anything like that. I'm not doing it because of that. I'm literally doing it because I don't like that red stripe. Okay, so I'm going to go for this version here. Alright. Now it is, like I said, it is the simpler version, but that is not why I'm doing it, okay? Just in case anybody thinks he's taking the easy way out. I'm not, it's just I don't like that red stripe. Simple. So, that's the version I'm going first, which is basically only 4 decals, 2 at either side. So I'm going to get the decals done. I'm going to get it gloss coated. Gloss coated, 2 reasons. One, helps bed down the, seal in, should I say, the decals. Also gives a nice base then for weathering. And then when you dull coat the whole lot, then it'll take the shine off the decals and things. Works great. Lovely job. So I'm going to get stuck in now and get them done. Okay, I'm going to get the decals on, and I'm going to get it sprayed with my usual aqua gloss, which is my go-to gloss. I think it's great gloss. I used to use the Tamiya gloss, which is good. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with the Tamiya gloss. I just think that the aqua gloss, you kind of get more out of it, and it's a much deeper, stronger gloss, especially when you're coating it for decals. When I then give it a wash with an enamel wash, it dulls it straight away, so you don't really have to go off and use another, say, product again on top of that. Like, you don't have to go off and give it a dull coat, you know. The odd time I have used a dull coat on it, but in general, once you give it the black wash with the black enamel wash, you don't need to dull coat it again then after that. It kind of gives it a sort of a nice natural look. Okay, so I'm going to get the decals done. I'm going to get it gloss coated. We'll have a look at it then before we start on the weathering. Okay, so next step, decals, transfers, stickers. No, excuse all the wires there, the wires in the camera kind of won't behave itself, so I decided to crack on anyway. There she is, gloss coated and with 4 decals on. Okay, like I said, there was only decals. And you little stick that, okay, just drill a hole, pop it through, super glue it in. You can cut it off then with your snippers then when you're finished. But it's handy then for, for painting. You can kind of get one of these little peg sticks, attach it thusly, and you can kind of paint away there. It's easier to get in around it, because being such a small size, you don't really have much places that you can hold it, that you can kind of get all the way around it. So it works the job, does the job nicely. So anyway, there she is. There's the decals are on, gloss coated. Alright, so it's looking nice. I mean, you could leave it at that. I suppose you could, brand spanky new, straight out of the factory. Or you can weather it on further, which I'm going to do. I'm just going to give it a wash anyway. We'll see what we'll go from there. I won't do much rust or anything like that. I probably won't do any of it really. I find that scale it's so hard for me to see, so there's no real point in doing kind of rust streaks and all that, because it's hard enough for me to do them in 1/35 scale, and trying to scale it down that it looks realistic. I don't really want to go there, so I'm going to do what I know that will work, is basically give it a black wash, a couple of bits of chipping here and there, and we'll see how that works out. So next step, I'm going to give it a black wash, my usual go-to enamel wash, which will, 1, it'll darken it up a bit, and 2, it'll make all the little bits of rivets, anything protruding, make them stick out. Oopsie, sorry, beg your pardon. Make them stick out that little bit better, make things look a little bit more realistic. Okay, so there she is, that nice little 1/72 scale. Hard on the eyes, I must admit, hard on the eyes. It's the only thing I can say bad about it. It was hard on the eyes. Plus, this piece here was warped as well. But that's not really a fault of the kit. Sort of a bit of warpage in it is more or less down to kind of packaging and things like that. If you remember when I did the unboxing, all the parts came in one bag, and I did say I didn't like it because things can get damaged, and the only thing damaged was the aerial here, that big round aerial there, that got warped. Only slightly warped, but it was still warped all the same. If you look at it from that angle, you can see, okay, it's sort of up at this side and down at that side, and that's about the best I can do without over stressing it. I mean, over stress it, it's going to break. And at that size, I mean, when you look at it that way, the only real way you notice that it is slightly warped is if you look at it head on, or at that angle from the back. You actually have to kind of tilt it to see, oh yeah, it is slightly higher. But apart from that, it's grand. So next step, I'm going to give that the wash, pin wash, and sort of area wash. We'll see what it looks like. Can't see any problems with it, and I can't really think of anything more to do to it, to be quite honest with you. You know, being so small, you're not going to get to see loads of other little things, so I'm not going to bother with it. It was sort of doing 1/72 scale. I got it as a present, so I decided to go ahead and make it, and I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. So next step, wash and continue on with the weathering. So next time you see it, it will be slightly different from what it is at the moment. Okay, so I've given it the black wash, and I've also given it a kind of a very light sludge wash. Okay, so I didn't use very much pigments, just a bit of mud pigment really, and a bit of sand pigment, just to get a kind of the colour of light mud. Oh, excuse me, with a bit of water. Covered the thing with it and removed, I'd say, 90 to 95% of that. So it kind of gets stuck in grooves and things like that. I like that because it makes it look like it would. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the ordinary dust and mud would get sort of wiped off through general rain and God knows what else. Get wiped off all the flat areas, things like that, and we kind of get stuck in grooves and, you know, corners and things like that. So I've got it to that stage, and I'm happy with it. I think it's about as much as I can do, because it being such a small scale. The likes of streaks and things like that, I think that, for me anyway, okay, my skill set isn't right up there to be able to do what I can do, say, with 1/35 scale and up. And you can get the nice kind of streaking effects and you know, rust and things like that. In 1/72 scale, they're just so hard to do because they're so small. You want to be really good at it. But I think I'm after getting what I call a good finish. Okay, I'm really happy with it. I'm amazed at how well it all came out. Overall, it was a great build. Easy enough to build, very easy, should I say. The fact that everything went together so well, especially those Lincoln length tracks. I looked at them and I was saying to myself, oh, this is going to be a nightmare because they were so tiny and so small. But they were a breeze. They really went well. Everything went well in it. So let's go down to the bench. We'll have a look at the final product, what it ended up as, and shall we say, I'm happy with it. And like I've always said, I mean, once you're happy with what you've produced and made and things like that, that's all that counts, doesn't it? You know, if you're happy with it, you know, unless somebody comes out and points out a blatant misdoing or mischievous little bit that you've effed up or whatever, then, you know. But talking around in circles now. But overall, I was happy with it. I'm happy with the finish. I'm happy with the result. And let me know what you think in the comments box below, because like I said, you know, 1/72 scale, it is a kind of a hard scale to get the fine detail done in it, especially with me, you know, sort of glasses, and if you can see from that there, the thickness of the glass, and that basically I'm blind as a bat. I'm blind as a bat without them anyway. So let's get onto the bench. We'll have a look at it, and like I said, let me know in the comments box below what you think of it yourselves, because I'm really happy with it. I must say, I'm really happy with it. So let's go onto the bench. We'll have a look at the final product. So there she is. Okay. Try to get it dirty looking, not damaged, but dirty looking. And I think I've definitely achieved that anyway. Without anything else, it's definitely dirty looking. It's like as if it was sort of a metal toy that was buried out in the garden. You just have to bring it in and scraping it off. But overall, very, very happy with the final result. I think it came out well. You know, like I said, for the size of it, really well engineered, really nicely put together. Went together very easily. Not simple, but very easy. You know, there she is. And like I said, let me know in the comments box below what you think of it, what you think it came out like. Personally, I think, personally, I'm chuffed with it. Okay, that's all I can say is I'm really chuffed with it. It's going to take pride of place just here. You can't see where I'm pointing. I'm just sort of pointing at the bottom of my little laptop there. A nice little kind of an empty shelf that I can kind of stick it on. And that's going to adorn that little shelf for me. Very, very nice. Nice little kit, and a nice little present from Mr. Joe Cowie, my good friend, and my sort of friend since I was at school. We're still friends today, so that's good in itself, isn't it? You know, over 40 years friends, so I'm really, really happy with that. And thank you very much, Joe. It was nice to do a 1/72 scale again, because like I said earlier, it's not something I would go out and buy. 1/72 scale, I wouldn't have even dreamt of it, and it was a nice little change from the norm, especially after doing a 1/16 scale straight into a 1/72 scale. It'll be nice now to get back into a 1/35 scale all over again. So I'm going to leave it at that, lads, and like I said previously, let me know in the comments box below what you think of this. Okay, so in the meantime, be nice to one another, enjoy your modelling, and go out and buy yourself a kit, build it, and enjoy it, because that's the whole point of it. Catch you on the next one, lads. Stay safe. Oh yeah, by the way, don't forget to join me and Abs on Monday for the bum, and also come and join the Facebook page. That is going absolutely fabulous. It really, really is. I'm amazed with the take up on that. Link below in the description box. So just click on the link. Go to Facebook and join our little group. Okay, and then you can sort of post your own builds and things, and you know, ask for hints, tips, critiques, whatever you want. And if you're commenting on somebody's builds, just be nice. Okay, be constructive. If you're going to if you see something that could do with improvement, and you know, easy techniques, you know, I see what you're trying to get there. If you try this, you might get a better effect. Okay, because people mightn't know that. Because I mean, that's how I learned. Learned by people sort of critiquing my early stuff, and what people come across thinking that they were being mean. They weren't. No, constructive criticism is good sometimes. You know, there are people out there who are just mean for the sake of it. We don't want them, and we don't want them in the group either. I'll get rid of them very, very fast. But if it's if I deem it that it's, you know, it's good intentions behind the criticism, you know, then, you know, if it's a learning thing, then I'll allow it. But if it's just being nasty, forget about it. Good luck. Bye bye. We don't want you. Simple as that. Okay, lads. Catch you on the next one. Stay safe.